A single, unexpected gesture from Duchess Sophie sent shockwaves through the royal family, leaving Queen Camilla visibly stunned. Was this a simple act of kindness, or did it reveal something far more significant? As tensions quietly simmer behind palace doors, Sophie's move may have just exposed an unspoken power shift within the monarchy. Could this be a silent declaration of loyalty to Catherine? Stay with us as we uncover the hidden meaning behind this moment and what it signals for the future of the royal family. Sophie's quiet influence in the royal family. In the world of royalty, where every move is dissected and scrutinized, Duchess Sophie of Edinburgh has remained a steady yet often overlooked presence. Unlike other members of the royal family who have commanded headlines through scandal or controversy, Sophie has carefully carved out a role that prioritizes stability, discretion, and unwavering loyalty. She does not seek the limelight, nor does she engage in the dramatic power struggles that often define life within the monarchy. Instead, she operates quietly yet effectively, ensuring that those around her feel supported without making grand declarations. Sophie first stepped into the royal sphere in the late 1990s when she married Prince Edward, the youngest son of Queen Elizabeth II. Unlike other royal marriages that captured global attention, their union was refreshingly free from the theatrics of fairy tale expectations. This set the tone for Sophie's approach to royal life, measured, composed, and deeply dedicated to her duties. Over the years, she has taken on numerous charitable endeavors, advocating for causes ranging from vision impairment to gender equality, but she has done so without seeking personal recognition. While many focus on the ever-present dynamics between Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine, Sophie has quietly positioned herself as a bridge between these two powerful women. She has maintained a relationship with both, offering support while never appearing to take sides. However, recent events suggest that Sophie's allegiances may not be as neutral as they once seemed. Her latest public action, a subtle yet unmistakable show of support for Catherine, has raised questions about her role in the shifting balance of power within the royal family. Could it be that Sophie is no longer content to remain in the background? And if so, what does this mean for the future of the monarchy? Catherine and Sophie, a bond stronger than blood. The friendship between Duchess Sophie and Princess Catherine is unlike any other relationship within the royal family. While their bond may not be one of blood, it is one of shared experience, mutual understanding, and unwavering trust. Both women entered the royal world as outsiders, navigating a life that was foreign, rigid, and constantly under the glare of public scrutiny. Unlike Queen Camilla, who spent years on the periphery of royalty before finally stepping into her role, Sophie and Catherine had no preparation, no slow transition. They were expected to adapt instantly, and in that struggle, they found each other. When Catherine first married Prince William in the spring of 2011, she was thrust into a position of enormous responsibility. The world's eyes were fixed on her every move, analyzing her outfits, her demeanor, her ability to conform to royal expectations. It was a lonely path. Over the years, their bond deepened. Sophie became not just an advisor, but a confidant, someone Catherine could rely on when navigating the often treacherous waters of royal life. And when Catherine faced her recent health challenges, Sophie's support was more evident than ever. She was there, not in grand, performative gestures, but in small, meaningful acts, moments of comfort, quiet words of encouragement, a steady presence when it was needed most. It is no surprise, then, that when Sophie made her recent symbolic move, it was in favor of Catherine. But was this simply an act of loyalty, or was it something more? The tension between Catherine and Camilla, a subtle power struggle? For years, the relationship between Princess Catherine and Queen Camilla has been the subject of quiet speculation. While the two women have maintained a public front of unity and mutual respect, there are unspoken tensions beneath the surface. Catherine represents the future of the monarchy, the modern face of royalty that the public has embraced wholeheartedly. Camilla, on the other hand, has spent decades fighting for acceptance, working tirelessly to shift public perception in her favor, and though she now holds the title of queen, she remains acutely aware that she will never command the same effortless admiration that Catherine does. From the moment Camilla officially entered the royal family in the early 2000s, she faced an uphill battle. The ghost of Princess Diana loomed large, and the British public was not quick to forgive the role Camilla played in the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage. While time softened the harshest criticisms, the reality remains that Camilla has never enjoyed the universal adoration that Catherine does. And for a woman who has spent her life carefully maneuvering through the intricacies of royal politics, this is not an insignificant detail. Catherine, on the other hand, has never had to work for the public's love. From the moment she became the Duchess of Cambridge, she embodied the grace, poise, and warmth that many associate with the ideal royal figure. Her natural ability to connect with people, her deep commitment to charity work, and her seamless transition into her role have only solidified her position as the monarchy's most beloved member. This dynamic has not gone unnoticed within the royal family, and it is here that Sophie's role becomes crucial. By aligning herself more closely with Catherine, Sophie may be signaling a shift in loyalty, a quiet acknowledgement that the balance of power within the monarchy is changing. And if that is the case, what does it mean for Queen Camilla's influence moving forward? The moment that said it all, the Sophie's shocking gesture. Royal watchers are accustomed to scrutinizing every glance, every handshake, and every subtle interaction among the members of the British royal family. But even among the countless public engagements, certain moments stand out, ones that carry deeper meaning beneath their surface. This was precisely the case when Duchess Sophie made a small but unmistakable gesture toward Catherine, a move that left Queen Camilla visibly taken aback. In the structured world of the monarchy, where alliances are rarely spoken but often demonstrated through body language and positioning, Sophie's action did not go unnoticed. It happened during the solemn Remembrance Sunday service in November 2024, an event steeped in tradition and reverence. As senior royals gathered on the balcony of the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, eyes were naturally drawn to Catherine and Camilla, both standing in their respective places of honor. But it was Sophie's unexpected movement that caught the attention of royal experts and seasoned observers. As the ceremony concluded, Sophie reached out and placed a reassuring hand on Catherine's back, an action that was as simple as it was profound. At first glance, it may have seemed like nothing more than a fleeting moment of support, but in royal circles, such gestures are rarely accidental. In a family where physical contact in public settings is minimal and where hierarchy dictates even the smallest interactions, Sophie's move spoke volumes. It was an act of silent allegiance, a show of solidarity that suggested her loyalties lay firmly with Catherine. And given the setting, a formal occasion where every movement is carefully measured, this was not just a casual touch. It was a signal, an unspoken message that could have lasting consequences for the dynamics within the royal family. Why this moment was a game changer? To understand why Sophie's gesture carried such weight, one must first appreciate the rigid nature of the royal family. Unlike ordinary families where expressions of comfort and support are freely exchanged, the monarchy operates under an entirely different set of unspoken rules. Displays of affection, especially in public settings, are rare. Every action, no matter how seemingly small, is carefully considered. This is why Sophie's move was not just an innocent touch, it was a deliberate choice, one that may have signified a shift in royal alliances. For years, Sophie has been viewed as a neutral force within the royal family, someone who avoided getting entangled in internal politics. She maintained cordial relationships with both Catherine and Camilla, never openly favoring one over the other. But with this single action, she may have shattered that perception. By publicly aligning herself with Catherine, she subtly distanced herself from Camilla. And in doing so, she may have signaled that the monarchy itself is beginning to reposition its power structure. Observers were quick to analyze the significance of this moment. Some saw it as a simple act of kindness, a quiet reassurance to Catherine, who has faced immense personal challenges in recent months. Others, however, viewed it as a strategic move, an indication that Sophie is quietly backing the woman who will one day be queen. If that is the case, it suggests that even within the royal family, the battle for influence is shifting. Camilla, who has spent decades working to secure her place within the monarchy, may have recognized the implications of Sophie's action. While she has fought long and hard to cement her role as queen, she is well aware that Catherine is the future. And if Sophie's gesture is anything to go by, it appears that key figures within the royal family are beginning to prepare for that inevitable transition. The question is, how will Camilla respond? Camilla's reaction, why this might be a problem for her. If there is one thing Queen Camilla understands better than anyone, it is the power of perception. For years, she has carefully navigated the treacherous waters of public opinion, working tirelessly to reshape her image from that of a controversial figure to a respected royal consort. It has not been an easy journey. Ever since she officially became part of the royal family in the early 2000s, Camilla has had to contend with the weight of her past and the ever-present comparisons to Princess Diana. Despite her efforts, the scars of history still linger in the minds of many. This is precisely why Sophie's gesture toward Catherine may pose a significant problem for Camilla. While she has successfully positioned herself as King Charles's most trusted confidant, she has always remained aware of the public's preference for Catherine. The younger, more charismatic princess has captivated the hearts of the British people in a way that Camilla never could. And now, with Sophie seemingly aligning herself with Catherine, Camilla may find herself on the losing end of a subtle but meaningful power shift. For a queen who has fought relentlessly for legitimacy, this moment could be seen as a warning sign. The royal family thrives on tradition, hierarchy, and respect for seniority. Yet in this instance, Sophie Faye, a seasoned royal, chose to express visible support for Catherine in a way that many interpreted as a symbolic distancing from Camilla. It rests with Catherine. The coming months will be crucial in determining how Camilla handles this development. Will she ignore it, allowing Sophie's allegiance to go unchallenged? Or will she seek to reaffirm her own standing within the royal family? One thing is certain: this moment, however small it may have seemed, has the potential to reshape the balance of power within the monarchy. The hidden messages in royal body language. In a world where words are carefully measured, body language becomes the silent communicator of power, relationships, and shifting allegiances. The British royal family is no exception. Every glance, every movement, and every seemingly casual gesture is analyzed for hidden meaning. For decades, experts have studied the way royals position themselves in public, revealing unspoken tensions and alliances that might otherwise go unnoticed. And Sophie's recent display of support for Catherine was no exception. Unlike ordinary social interactions, where a simple touch may mean nothing more than a friendly reassurance, in royal circles it is rare. Physical contact, particularly during formal events, is kept to a strict minimum. This is why Sophie's subtle gesture, a hand on Catherine's back, spoke volumes. It was not just an act of warmth, but a silent declaration of loyalty, one that did not escape the attention of body language experts. Looking back at historical moments within the royal family, there have been similar instances where physical cues told a deeper story. Princess Diana, often seen placing a protective hand on Prince William and Prince Harry during public engagements, subtly showed her role as a nurturing, independent force within the monarchy. Queen Elizabeth II, known for her unwavering composure, rarely engaged in overt physical contact, but had signature gestures, such as adjusting her handbag to signal when she was ready to leave a conversation. Now, Sophie has added her own unspoken statement to this long-standing tradition of silent messaging. But the question remains, was this gesture spontaneous, or was it a deliberate move to show where she stands? And if it was intentional, what message was she trying to send to the world, and more importantly, to Queen Camilla? As speculation continues to grow, one thing is clear: in the rigid world of royal etiquette, even the smallest action can have lasting consequences. A royal divide, the future of power in the monarchy. For centuries, the British monarchy has thrived on a delicate balance of power, with each generation carefully navigating its role to ensure stability. But as the reign of King Charles unfolds, subtle yet significant shifts are taking place within the family, ones that could define the future of the monarchy. The division between Catherine and Camilla is not just a matter of personal dynamics. It represents two competing visions for the royal family's future. Camilla, having spent years earning her place beside King Charles, represents the old guard, the continuation of a monarchy rooted in past traditions. She embodies resilience, having weathered decades of criticism to finally sit beside Charles as queen. Yet, despite her official status, the public has never fully embraced her in the way they have embraced Catherine. Catherine, by contrast, symbolizes the modern face of royalty, a figure who connects effortlessly with the people, much like Princess Diana once did. With each passing year, her influence has only grown, cementing her as the true star of the royal family. As the future queen consort, she represents a new era, one that aligns more closely with the younger generations and the evolving expectations of the monarchy. Now, with Sophie appearing to side with Catherine, the divide within the royal family becomes even more apparent. If key figures within the monarchy begin shifting their support toward Catherine, what does this mean for Camilla's role? Could the queen be slowly losing her influence over the royal narrative? With King Charles focused on his reign, he may not yet see the significance of these subtle power plays. But make no mistake, history has shown that alliances within the royal family can determine the course of the monarchy. And if Sophie's support is a sign of what's to come, it may be only a matter of time before Catherine's dominance becomes undeniable. The public's opinion is Catherine the true future of the monarchy. If there is one thing the British monarchy depends on, it is the support of the public. And while royal titles are dictated by birthright, true influence is often decided by the people. In this regard, there is little debate. Catherine, Princess of Wales, is the clear favorite. Poll after poll has shown that she is among the most beloved members of the royal family, second only to the late Queen Elizabeth II. And as the monarchy evolves, the gap between Catherine's widespread popularity and Camilla's reluctant acceptance only continues to widen. From the moment Catherine stepped into the royal spotlight in the early 2000s, she carried herself with the grace, warmth, and composure that the public admired. Unlike Camilla, whose reputation had to be rehabilitated after years of controversy, Catherine was embraced almost immediately. She fit the role effortlessly, balancing tradition with modernity in a way that made the monarchy feel more relatable. Her marriage to Prince William in the spring of 2011 further solidified her place in the royal narrative. Over the years, she has cultivated a reputation for unwavering dedication to charitable work, championing causes that genuinely resonate with the public. Camilla, on the other hand, has struggled to achieve the same level of admiration. While she has made significant efforts to contribute to the monarchy, she remains a divisive figure. To many, she will always be associated with the past, the woman who was once at the center of one of the most scandalous royal affairs in history. And in contrast to Catherine's effortless popularity, Camilla's position has always felt somewhat forced, a role she had to fight for, rather than one she was naturally given. If public opinion continues to favor Catherine over Camilla, and if senior royals like Sophie begin visibly aligning with her, then the future of the monarchy may already be taking shape, one where Catherine's influence eclipses that of the current queen. What this means for Sophie? A calculated risk. For years, Duchess Sophie has remained one of the most diplomatic and low-profile members of the royal family, carefully avoiding controversy and internal disputes. But now, with her recent display of support for Catherine, she may have stepped into unfamiliar territory, one where loyalty comes with consequences. Aligning oneself too openly in the royal family is always a calculated risk. The monarchy thrives on unity, and any perceived division can have lasting repercussions. By visibly siding with Catherine, Sophie has essentially positioned herself within a growing shift in power. If Catherine's influence continues to rise, Sophie will likely benefit from her decision, gaining even more trust from the future queen. But if Camilla chooses to push back, Sophie may find herself in a far more precarious position. At this stage, it is unclear whether Sophie made this move consciously or instinctively. But one thing is certain, she is no longer just a neutral presence in the royal family. She has taken a stand, and in doing so, she may have just altered her own position within the monarchy for years to come. Conclusion: a new royal order in the making? Sophie's subtle but powerful gesture toward Catherine has ignited a new conversation about power, loyalty, and the future of the monarchy. Was this an innocent act of support, or was it a carefully calculated statement about where the royal family is heading? With Catherine's influence growing stronger and Camilla still working to secure her place, the monarchy stands at a crossroads. As history has shown, the true power of the royal family lies not just in titles and crowns, but in who holds the hearts of the people. And if Sophie's actions are any indication, the future may already be shifting toward Catherine's reign. The only question left is, who else will follow?